fishing. Going yellow bass fishing. What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. I'm back on the ice with Dave from DWS Outdoors. We're targeting a fish I have never caught. I'm hoping to add yet another species to the list of freshwater fish that I've caught. How many species of freshwater fish have you caught? Is there one in particular that you would like to check off the list most? We've got a great video for you today. Don't go anywhere. Got one. Yellow bass fever. Yeah, he followed it right up. There's two of them that came in.
What do you have on?
Gold, what do they call it? It's like a Castmaster, but it's the Northland version. The spoon I'm using today is a 1/12 ounce Northland Macho Minnow, tipped with spikes or a piece of yellow bass flesh. I guess so. It's got like the tail. It's got like the tail-shaped flipper on it.
Yeah.
Now, what's the discerning difference between this and like a white bass? I was curious about what the discerning differences were between yellow bass and white bass. One might go to the University of Wisconsin's Sea Grant Fish ID page to learn more about fish identification. This is an amazing resource for identifying fish species in Wisconsin. It's full of great pictures and descriptions of the different fish. I will put a link in the description below to this webpage. There is also an app you can download. Search WI Fish ID. For me, the first and obvious difference is the general color of the fish. As their name states, the yellow bass is more yellow, where the white bass is more white. It seemed to me that the yellow bass stripes were much bolder and wider compared to their body size. Maybe the best way to tell the difference between yellow bass and white bass is that yellow bass have connected dorsal lobes and white bass have separated dorsal lobes. I learned this on the University of Wisconsin's Sea Grant Fish ID page. So I'm out with Dave from DWS Outdoors. He's showing me how to catch yellow bass. That's my first yellow bass ever. And he just hit a forage minnow from Northland. Got a couple spikes on there. And came right in. Packed it.
It's so funny how fast they will travel through water.
Yeah, it just went. I was like, is that even a fish? Or
Right. Well, so I'm seeing bubbles.
Yeah,
And
that's what I thought it was.
The bubbles are the same size as the fish because they're so big out here.
That's what I thought it was at first.
Well, when you look with the live scope, you see them come in from the side and they make that big J. They're just like I'm serious. He was just cruising, and I went, and he was like, whoop. So be careful with they're like, that's sharp, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's.
This is a blade right here. You hear it?
Yeah.
It's a like that's why that looks like that on my thumb.
Oh my gosh.
So. Ow! Still poke myself. Try to get it through the skin, you know. And
I'm ready.
number one tip when you're fishing for white bass or yellow bass,
Or both.
right? But you're not gonna clean a whole yellow bass. That's the whole thing. It just works better. But yeah, just a little chunk of their meat. Make sure there's some skin on there. Put it on your hook. Lasts forever. Catch 10,000 of them.
10,000.
You could literally wear yourself out with these fish.
Fish on. Yellow Bass City. I knew that was one when he showed up.
Was that one an instant?
Well, he chased it
Yeah.
pretty aggressively. Whatever that other fish is still down there.
Oh.
He didn't get spooked off. When the yellow bass show up below your hole, they aggressively pursue the bait. They may back off temporarily, but get them chasing the bait up, Then small movements in place should produce a strike. If you miss, don't worry. There's a good chance they'll hit it a second or even third time. So we're fishing in a relatively shallow lake. We're in 15 feet right here. Dave's drilling some more holes, but I think this is, you know, it maybe gets a little deeper than this, but generally speaking, it's a pretty flat lake. We're using his live scope to kind of try and find some groups of fish and then drilling around them. Right now, they're not really grouped up much. We're just seeing one or two here and there. I've caught the 2 so far, and we got a little bit of time yet to fish here. The sun's still up. Maybe got a couple hours to fish, but we're gonna keep poking around, drill holes, and see if we can dial in a bite here. So far, just the 2 fish. For me, Dave got one as well. These fish are super active, so I'm just jigging all the way up and down throughout the water column, just trying to call something in. They kind of cruise around, you know, pretty quickly, so I just want to see if I can get their attention by being very aggressive with my jigging. We cut up the one yellow bass, the first one I caught. We cut it up and using chunks of it for bait, just to add a little meat to the hook. And the second one I caught was on the meat from that first one I caught. This yellow bass stuff is kind of a new experience for me.
Get him! Get him!
He's on it.
Yeah, I told you, they'll come right up to the edge of the ice. Oh, go down below them and then bring it back up about halfway. When you miss them, you don't necessarily have to bounce. If you just kind of slow rise or like just steady pull, a lot of times they'll also give you 50 different chances.
There's more than one there too.
Oh, you got a school?
I don't know if I'd call it a school, but
Well, two is a school.
then I have a school, yeah.
You never know. With you might have 5 down there. You just don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get it down there. Another one down there. Using my Radcliffe Customs 4-foot quad rod. It's a 4-foot noodle rod, and it allows me to, this 4-foot rod allows me to work all the way up and down the water column, even in like 15 feet like we are now. And I can play these fish. They're so aggressive and they chase it down. So having this rod, this longer rod, allows me to just work it up and down. There's another one on it. Just like that.
Now you're having fun.
Yeah. There we go. That one came in way up high in the water column. I was lifting it up and I saw him hook in on it. And he slammed it. This rod is nice and soft on the end, so I'm using the softness of the rod as a strike indicator on these fish. They can grab the bait and pull that tip down without, you know, feeling much tension. So we go. Back in the hot hole. Hammered one right off the bat. Saw him in there when I got in this hole and he didn't hesitate. It's a cool little fish. Sun's going down. Get him back. That's so cool. Oh, it's so much fun with this noodle rod. Man, they just came in and hammered it. What's that? This is by far the best hole I've been in right here. I don't know if I've caught a fish out of any other hole. That's it for today's video. I caught my first yellow bass and had a blast chasing these aggressive fish. I want to thank Dave from DWS Outdoors for showing me this bite. Be sure to find Dave's links in the description and subscribe to his channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and maybe even learned something. And until next time, thanks for watching.